Okay, let's begin. It still has to start, I think, the recording. Just give me a sec. Yes, I've put it on.
Yes, ma'am, it
Okay,
has started.
it started. Okay, no issues. You can
Okay,
go
ma'am.
ahead.
So again, so here at Center for Innovation and Entrepreneurship, we live by our experimental successes and failures. So it is with special excitement that I am pleased to welcome you all for today's session with Gautam Ganorkar. Gautam is the co-founder of Pune's Most Happening and the only avenue which provides coaching of more than 10 different languages. It started as the Frenchy Boys, but due to extreme hard work and dedication towards this avenue, the boys did get converted into the Lingo Lads. Even though these lines sound easy to hear, but it is all because of the efforts that Gautam has put forward in challenging times. He always seeks for growth. That's why, even after starting as a PR of a club, he decided and became a promoter, started a financial advising firm with his friend, and flourishing his college based startup called Cool Stuff Inc. But even after achieving laurels like Best Student Award from college, Best Organizer Award for TEDx, and working at a translating agency firm called Ultramedia, he is still looking for growth in different avenues. So we can say that where there is Gautam, there is growth. So now I would like to hand over the podium to the one and only Gautam Ganorkar, the OG.
Oh,
Welcome, Gautam.
thank you so much, Atharva. Thank you so much, ma'am. And thank you so much, Team CIE, for organizing this extremely well planned event. And I'm like very happy to be here. Let's just get started, guys. And so, ma'am, can I start with my story?
Yes, sure. Please go ahead.
Sure. So, guys, even so, before this little disclaimer, the story can be a bit long. But the main reason that I want to tell this story to you all is not to maybe highlight for what I've done, but to understand me better. It is better to know the person that I was rather than person that I am right now. Because if you can understand the journey and what I've been through, you can definitely understand what to do and what not to do, or what you need to do to be where you are. All right, so we can start. So I'd explain my journey as absolutely crazy, but a very beautiful one. My journey with entrepreneurship has been very nice, but I'd call it something as an accidental leadership and a story about redemption. Accidental leadership because I am a person which even since a childhood, I've never seen myself as a leader. I've never done things that could make me a leader, but somehow, with all the hard work I've done, life lined it up for me. And I'm leading a couple of big startups right now. Not big startups, but a couple of decent startups. So my story starts right from school. So I come from an lineage of geniuses actually in my family. So everyone in my family is like a public figure. My mom is a like very well used to be an architect. Now she's a teacher. My dad is a like dad travels a lot, so he is known as a very fluent, like amazing speaker in our community. And then my elder brother is an absolute genius. He's the most brilliant person that you'll ever meet. So due to this, what happened was since my school time, I've always been compared to my parents and my elder brother. Whatever I did in life was never of any value. All my teachers were like, for example, even when I wrote a poem, it's like, oh my god, your brother used to write better poems. Oh my god, your mother used to do better things. So since everyone knew my parents, I was always being compared to this, let's just say, over competitiveness in my own family from outsiders, not obviously with my family. This led for me to be a very, let's just say, a person that didn't give any efforts. Obviously, I was not in a very good mindset as a kid, and I was just angry at the world. I would just think that everybody just wants to just like cares about the assignment. No one cares about what kind of person I am, what I want to do. So this led to an extremely bad attitude to life that I just didn't care, and I just wanted to prove people wrong. So through this attitude, I converted it into motivation, and I uh, gained everything that I could. I won the school, like I became the school's like premier athlete in running and all these long distance races. I cleared all my grades. I and coming to grades, I was due to the lack of attempt. I was even failing at a lot of subjects. At one point, my English teacher told me that I should just stop writing English because I couldn't know how to, let's just say, write capital letters. I didn't even know where to use a full stop, bro. So exclamation mark bhi nahi aata tha. So that's what happened. But then I got rid of all of it. Took it as motivation and I achieved everything by the end of it. But this led to me to get all of the achievements, but it also led to it also led me to develop a very bad attitude in life. Then comes the next part in my life, which is the junior college. I went from a very, let's just say, a very prestigious school. It's called Vikhe Patil. It's nearby to our Simbi college, to a college called MMCC, which is also a very good college, but it doesn't have the same amount of crowd and opportunities. So I went from hanging out with people from Sweden to hanging with people from Shegao, which is actually not a bad thing. But it obviously, let's just say, not, I won't say it's a downgrade, but it's a totally different life. So it was such a life where I couldn't differentiate between the guys and girls in college. So you can obviously maybe see from where I'm coming from. So what happened over there was I continued to, let's just say, shine in whatever I was doing. But people still didn't care about my achievements. In my school, the moment I won an award, everybody surrounded me. I'm like, oh my God, Gautam, you're this and that. But even in this college, the moment I won an award, the moment I came first in the race, the moment I was a topper in the subject, nobody cared. Because I finally realized that no matter how big you get, there are always going to be a part of world where your achievement doesn't matter. You're going to meet people at a stage where the people are a reflection of yourself. All right. The people only care about your legacy and how you are to them. So no matter if you're a Ambani or if you're just a poor person, if you're nice to someone, these are the people that will be nice to you. So this is what led to me to believe that no matter how big I get, you should always be humble to people, because there will always be a bigger fish in the pond, and there'll be always more challenges and always more things to learn. This is what happened. And then in junior college, let me just think about it. Sure. Then what happened was, like, after I did my best at all these things, but I still wanted to change my life. I wanted to get bigger opportunities. So I tried getting into symbiosis right since junior college, but it was a very hard journey. 11th, 10th, so it was no chance. I didn't get that good grades. But 12th standard, I just what in my 12th standard board examinations, I just lost the first year seat by 2%. I was absolutely devastated, because the 2 years in MMCC I absolutely hated. But I thought that maybe if I could work hard enough in those 2 years, I could achieve enough marks, or even, let's just say, the accolades to get into a good college like Symbiosis. But even after that, it didn't happen. So at that point, it could have gone south, but due to a very good support system in my life, my parents, I just had to accept the reality that it is what it is. I'm not getting into symbiosis, and this is what my life has to be. From then onwards, it actually has been up. I quickly enrolled myself into a lot of activities. I started pursuing martial arts. Let's just say, I'm proficient in a martial art called Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. I started then, secondly, I wanted to get rid of my shyness. So what I did was, like every season, I started going door to door and started selling seasonal business items. So what I used to do was, a couple of my family friends had their own businesses. For example, in Diwali, someone sold Diwali products. Someone had a mango farm. So in summers, I used to talk to the retailers, and I would tell them that if I sell your product, I'll get a commission. Okay. And out of that commission, I used to make money. But I did all of this to make sure that I get rid of my shyness. All right. I didn't have these resources. I didn't know about public speaking classes. I had no one to guide me. So the only thing I could do was get, like jump directly into deep waters to understand what it is like and gain practical experience. So to get rid of my shyness, I literally went door to door, asked people to back mangoes. Initially it failed. No one used to buy mangoes. Kisne log, like some people even cursed at me. That was very demotivating. But at the same time, I learned how to accept failure. And then when you accept failure, you learn to grow. And once you grow, you are open-minded to many different strategies and techniques. So I learned, let's just say, how to pitch better, how to, let's just say, get into someone's head better. You can not get into someone's head, but how to convince someone better. Yes. So that led me into, let's just say, gaining my confidence. After that, I started, 11th was, first year was going very good. I, let's just say, was succeeding in French as well. After learning school in French, I had started my own businesses. I learned French as well. And but after that, I thought ki I was an absolute god. I have almost time. I've done everything. Now let's just try pursuing a degree. So there's a degree called Certified Financial Planning. It's called CFP. I think you guys might have known it. It is usually done after you were done your bachelor's, but at that point I was so cocky that I could do anything in the world. I tried pursuing it and I failed at it 3 times. Right, I did my best in it. Earlier in school, there was a lack of attempt, but at this stage, there was a lot of attempt, but I still couldn't get it. Maybe it was too early, or else it was just not meant to be. So that time was the first time I actually felt fear of anything, the fear of failure. So fear of failures can actually mean two things to you. It can either kill you, or either it can bring out that animalistic, primal, let's just say, element out of you, which is the power to fire back at life. So in my case, it was earlier, it was a very, let's just say, I was very depressed. But then at some point, I just stopped giving a, let's just say, damn about what was in my life. I thought, okay, I just need to, it is my life. I need to take control of it. No one's going to spoon feed me. No one's going to do anything for me. I just need to do this myself. So after then is when I actually opened my eyes to big things and I started being very, let's just say, calculated in my steps, what I had to do. And it's been better since. All right. Then I'll tell you, then suddenly something magical happened. What was happening was I did good with French, and then suddenly out of nowhere, I thought all hope was lost. Second year, like I had no idea that in second year you could change your university. I got to know about it. The moment I got to know about it, I applied to Simbi and I got in. So what I thought was lost, I regained back. But at the same time, I knew about it that the best years of my life I spent hustling. The next 2 years, I need to do the same as well. I need to keep the momentum going on. I like the 3 years that I had wasted in my university doing nothing. I had to get that experience in the good crowd, in like just say all these elite competitions. So that is when I developed an immigrant mindset. So guys, you must have read it somewhere what is an immigrant mindset. But if you don't, an immigrant mindset is a mindset which an immigrant carries when he moves to a different country. An immigrant mindset is something which makes a person more, let's just say, available to things, and let's just say keeps the person working harder. It creates an hustle mentality because you are at a place which is not in the comfort zone. You don't know what's going to happen, so you are just there to survive and do the best, provide the best for yourself. So do with the immigrant mentality, I came to Symbiosis and then it just blew up. Nobody knew who I was, but when I came up, I blew up to the scene. So then the moment I came into Simbi, life was better. I went into the party culture. I went to the bro culture. People went from bhawa to actually bro. What's up, bro? What you doing, bro? That's what people went to, and hence you can see me using the word bro a lot, bro or brother. So I met those kind of people as well. I met with Sharyu Ma'am. Sharyu Ma'am has been one pillar of my life who has constantly just motivated me to do better. Even in sometimes in college, I when I was like maybe not in I never did any bad things, but not even I was in a very, let's just say, growth mindset. I was partying a lot. I was going out a lot. Sharyu Ma'am was always motivated me to do more events, to do something which I haven't done before. So again, shout out to Sharyu Ma'am for being an amazing teacher and like just helping out everywhere. So then the next thing that I started also doing in Symbiosis was going out to eat a lot. That is when it came to my mind that in school there was this teacher who told me to give up writing English. I thought now let's try to take some redemption out of it. I was clicking a lot of pictures. I started my food blog called Glutton Gautya. I clicked these pictures, I put them in I put them in a document and I started writing about it. And trust me, I didn't know that nothing was going to happen. I thought no one's going to read it. I wrote the first blog for a friend of mine who had just started a new website, and it got like 4,000 views, I think, in a week or a month, which is actually very good if you are, let's just say, a newborn writer. I think the promotion was also good. And then a good story, like let's just say, now moving forward, I did Glutton Gautya. Okay. And do you guys remember I told you about a teacher telling me in my school that I should stop with English? That teacher was constantly reading my blogs. He got in touch with my partner and asked for my number. He called me up. You know what he said? He said, whatever I taught you in school was absolute BS. You are an amazing writer and I'm very proud of you. And that is when we decided to meet up. He told me also that at that point, he's now a very accomplished writer. He's an IELTS examiner. And fast forward to today, he's my partner. I ended up working with the same school teacher that I used to hate in the day, and we are now like partners. He's an IELTS examiner, and we make a lot of money together. So one thing that you could take this from is always try and
Gautam, I'm sorry, but you are on mute.
hello,
Yeah, you're
hello.
audible now.
Was I on mute the whole time?
No, just like 5-10 seconds before this.
Oh my god, oh my god. So guys, so where was I? Did you guys hear about me flexing on my school teacher that I'm actually working with my school teacher right now?
Yes, yes.
Sure. So guys, that's what. So what I would like to tell you guys is just guys be have an open mind, learn to forgive people. Life is just too short to hold grudges, and opportunities can come out of anywhere. You can either let's just say, you can either make gossip or you can make money. So I say make money. Don't spend your time in gossips and let's just say trying to talk shit about other people. What you can rather do is make friends with these people and try to come up with ways in which you can grow yourself. But this is how glutton out has started and it's still going on. Like I haven't still given like recently I've been a bit busy, so I haven't done much to it, but it's still going good. And then what happens? So like back to Shario ma'am. So when I after a while I even like just say got a bit like got I calmed down into it. I got into the let's just say class structure, how the classes work. I started attending regularly. I started doing a lot of competitions, and then I think one of those classes was where I was in my group, and my group was the party group. Nobody in the group answered a question right, but I think I did, and that is I feel one point where Sharimam find out, okay, this guy might know something. He might not be like a very bright individual, but he has some potential. So she contacted the class. I think class head that time it was Mr. Anubhav Keshri, and she told him to like this recruit me for a competition. So I ended up doing like a business plan competition, which was maybe not the best competition. Like at least like the competition went well, but there was some problem in the managing. But we pulled it off, and that is when I first started to know okay, there's so much things to do in a college rather than just what party and have fun and make friends. That too you can do, but there's that's just one aspect of it. The second aspect of coming into a college is you getting these beautiful opportunities that you even don't know about and which could actually like just say help you and make your life. So that's what happened. And then side by side, what happened was I did my diploma in French. I got my B2 Delft, which let's just say certifies me to teach anywhere in the world, which is like a standard criteria. So I can teach French worldwide. Side by side, what happened was Shariu Mam's another student, which is a senior of mine, started her own startup called Lingua Point. Shout out to Urja, and she was into French translation. All right. She had received a contract from Ultra Media. So, guys, you might not know Ultra Media, but if you see any old films, aisa kabhi, just go and buy an old film DVD and just like play it on. You will see in bold words Ultra at the beginning. So I started working for Ultra Media. So Ultra Media was let's just say a gig for me, which absolutely changed my life in terms of French. So what do you think translation is? What people usually think translation is that someone gives you something to read or write, you just translate it exactly and put it back. In my case, I had to like give subtitles for old Hindi films. We received crazy projects. That was like just say I just was a normal guy who learned a bit of French. But then I had to translate Kagas ke Phool, Pyasa, all the let's just say if someone's dying, someone's crying, koi to bhoot aa gaya, koi to tando kar raha hai. We had to translate all these in French. So this was one experience which absolutely elevated what I had. So so I one thing I credit was me failing these finance exams. If I hadn't failed these finance exams, I would have been cocky and just not pursued French. Me failing finance pursued me to actually continue with French, and then out of a sudden these opportunities came in. I was it was a win-win situation for me. I was making a good amount of money for part time. I was still in college, like in second year. I could fund all my parties. I could be the cool guy in college. And look, I have a job. You don't. I never did that, but I could do. And that was one thing. And secondly, I learned a lot of French. I learned a lot into subtitling. And obviously, I'm going to connect this to my Lingolad story later down the line. So let's just say, stay tuned. This happened. And but what happened with all these responsibilities and all these air, you get a bit arrogant. So what happened was at that point, I started getting a bit not like irresponsible with my responsibilities in college. Shari ma'am was still giving me a lot of responsibilities. She wanted me to do all these events. She wanted me to head all these events. But I was still like, no, no, I'm good here. I'm the cool guy. I don't need to do anything. This is happening. I'm living the best life. I'm hanging out with the most beautiful girls. I'm hanging out with the most famous guys. This used to happen. But in what happened after this was then, and TEDx came into my life. TEDx is such a thing which I attribute all my leadership skills to. A TEDx story goes like this. TEDx was one of the most marquee events in college. And an opportunity came to me because all my friends were trying to apply for it. But at that point, I was like, nah, I'm just too cool for it. But then, Divya is a very good friend of mine. She told me that I was suitable for the job and it changed my life. And that time I was like very rude to her. I was like, I'm making this much money in this much time. Why would I even care for this? Will be losing this much money. But then when I went at night, and I was about to sleep, I had a guilty conscience. The person who really cares about me, I was very arrogant to her. So just for her sake, I applied for the TEDx and I got in. But the moment I got in, I realized that this is an amazing opportunity. So for the next 3 to 4 weeks, I just worked my body off. And worked my body off. I got in touch with my seniors. And so, guys, like fun fact was back now when you come to college, you're going to like be meeting the most nicest and sweetest seniors ever. But in my time, you had to earn your place with the seniors. So back in my times, our seniors were such that they were very friendly, but you had to earn your place with them, or else you'll be just recognized the college chote. Hey, chote, kya kar raha hai? Kya kar rahe ho? So you have to call them by bhaiya, didi, everything. I called my seniors bhaiya and didi. You guys can call your seniors by names. So literally, they tried to let's just say have their way with me, but I literally had to let's just say fight my way out of it. I had to roast seniors in public in front of their own team. I had to let's just say tell them what is good and right. So eventually, I got my respect in it. So this was the first time I learned how to take something which belongs to me, not something like there's some things you need to work hard for, but even after working hard, there's always going to be things that you have to demand. Respect is one thing. You can work for respect, but at some point you have to take respect where it's needed. You have to tell someone that no, this is not cool. Give me my respect. Show some things. So this is what I got in, and along with this, I did my work brilliantly. I completed all my targets. I let's just say I sold a lot of tickets, and then fast forwarded 1 second, and then so suddenly fast forward to 1 year, the event goes right. And I end up going from the volunteer of TEDx SCAC to the organizer of TEDx SCAC, which was mind blowing. I was the guy 2 years ago, I couldn't even, let's just say, talk to people. And now I'm like heading the marquee event of college, having like almost 80 people. With 80 people, and then there's much more people involved. 80 people my team, but there's total involved people are over 100. So it was absolutely blowing my mind. And the second time, even I think at that point, Shari ma'am saw my leadership skills, and then I was the core committee vice president for for an for an event called Symbis, which is our marquee CIE event, which was also a very brilliant event. So just in 1 year, just due to my like immigrant mindset, I went from let's just say a volunteer to an organizer and vice president. This is not unheard of, but this is something a very difficult task to pull off. But if you put your mind to it, and then you can put your grind to it, and you can absolutely get it. So obviously, I think I did a bit of poetic justice to it. Put your mind on it, then you put your grind on it. That's what happened. So within 2 years, I grew up, and and then I'll tell you main problem what happened. I too became the organizer of TEDx, but I didn't know how to talk to people. I was into marketing, so I could give pitches. But when I had my own team, so heart starts beating like talk, 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 talk. So there's one thing I did. And main thing was which I was very afraid to admit is I couldn't talk to girls. I still like I'm not shy right now, but I used to be very shy. I was never been like never been comfortable with girls. And in my team, out of 80 people, there was 50 girls and 30 guys. So I needed to know how to talk to girls. So do you know what I did? Not the most smartest move, but I did it anyways. I think someone's asking a question. So should I answer the question right now or later, Atharva or ma'am?
It would be better if you continue with the story.
Sure. I'll quickly end it, guys. I know like we have a time limit to follow, but this is all important because there's a law. I'm going to connect everything at the end. Sure. All right. So I couldn't talk to girls. So you know what I did? I joined couple dancing classes. So I joined like salsa bachata classes from one of our college alumni, Rocky Poonawala, and all I did for 1 year before while I was in TEDx was dance with aunties, which was extremely awkward, but it also gave me the confidence in myself that I can do whatever I want. Anything I set out to believe, I will achieve. So then what did I do? Then I obviously this helped me to start TEDx, and then I started my journey with 80 people. My God, it was tough. The challenges were endless. But what happened with this was I pulled it off, and it gave me the confidence to conquer anything in life. If you can handle a team of 80 with adolescents who are full of hormones and let's just say, I won't say cocky, but they have very strong opinionated individuals. If you can get work done from them, you can convince anyone in your life. No businessman, no, let's just say, big entrepreneur, no celebrity will ever intimidate you. If you can have your own team and if you can handle these many people in life, that's how. But I think even martial arts helped me in that because when you actually start seeing the bigger picture, the smaller things in life don't intimidate you anymore. When you can handle 80 people, if someone is like just say rude to you, you'll just forget about it. Because you'll be like, oh my God, there's bigger things to do. There's bigger fish to fry. Then what happened was TEDx was fun. Everything was fun. Randomly, I get the best student award. I've never received any award in my life, but within 2 days, I received the best student award and even the TEDx SCC award. Achievement unlocked. Literally, that was one of the coolest moments ever. I went from being like a 50% student to a best student. So that's how life was coming about. And the only thing I credit this to was just constantly my constant hustling and never giving up. Seriously, no matter what happens in life, there'll always be failure, there'll always be hardship. But failure and hardship is always a choice. It's the most easily and readily option available. Failure and hardships. People might disagree with me, but if you try really hard enough for something, you will never fail. And I wouldn't say I'll keep it to that, but that's it, guys. Never give up. Then this famous pandemic happened. Okay, sabka what lag gaya? Sabka, like even we lost our college lives. Everyone knew what happened. But then I had put so much into my college life that I disregarded my personal life about it. And I thought I was done for. TEDx ended, my life also ended. During TEDx, I just didn't think what I was going to do. I didn't sit for any placements. I thought something will come up, I'll go abroad and all these things. But due to the pandemic, I also couldn't go abroad. It was such a crazy situation. But then again, life happens. So I'll tell you what happens. And now this is where Frenchy Boys comes into play. I'm living a very like chill life. I'm learning how to do stock trading. I'm learning some new skills. I'm learning graphic designing. I'm learning video editing. One night, my partner, my current partner Arnav calls me up, and me and my partner Arnav have been tight ever since school. We learned French together. We did that French translation gig together. He randomly calls me up. You know what he says? Oh, bro, you want to start teaching French? Like he was in a very sleepy voice. Like literally, he went like that. Like, bro, you want to start teaching French? Guys, I'm sorry for my very comical sense to it, but that's what he said. Ki, bro, let's start teaching French. And I didn't even say no. I didn't even think about it. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. Next day, I prepared a practice presentation. I created I created an Instagram profile. I just put up a normal message. Anyone who wants to learn French in 5 hours, enough French to make you survive anywhere in France, enroll for just 50 rupees. So in 50 rupees, we were teaching people how to speak French fluently, but to an extent where they could just survive, not more than that. And I thought, what, 1, 2 people will come, like 5, 6 people will come, nothing will happen. It's just like a normal venture. My God, it was crazy. Within 3 days, we received like 80 registrations and it was going all over the place, like, wow, wow. My head was spinning like crazy because we literally thought that this one class we'll take and we're done with. There's 80 people sitting like, bro, I would like to register, bro. This is going crazy. And this I credit to something because people knew about our journeys. People knew how we were proficient in French. And then people also thought me and Arnav were one of the cool guys in college. So everybody registered. And then it's been just going up and up and up and up and up since. We got our first 10 students. Then the 10 students, actually 80, okay, but the 10 students turned into 100 students very soon. Sure, sir. So what happened? And then 10 students went to 100 students very soon. And then what happened was one of our current students were basically like, dude, can we teach more languages? So I'm like, okay. I can't. So during my translation days, I knew who were my not enemies, but who were the competitors. So I got in touch with the competitors and I told them that I'm starting something new. Would like to make extra cash by just giving like 2 hours a week or 3 hours a week. And the small team that we had turned into, let's just say, almost, now we have a team of almost 40. So the two out of those have got 40. So we started from 2, now we have 40. And the 10 students became to almost 250 students. So that's how we've been growing in 1 year. And that too, one special fact. Do you know what the title of this talk is? Starting a business with zero finance. We've not spent one money out of a capital. Even though we have a shit ton of capital right now, we haven't spent one money out of it. This is because I attribute this to TEDx. TEDx is one event where you have to do everything for absolute cheap prices. Even the events don't, like, even the teachers don't get, not teachers, even the speakers don't get paid. So you need to know how to make the best out of not paying anything. And thankfully for me, service-based jobs are something, and service-based works is something where you don't need, it's not capital intensive. Daddy provided me with Wi-Fi, daddy provided me with laptop. Obviously, I thank my daddy. Daddy's cool. But let's just say I had these resources, that's why I was good. But even if you don't have these resources, there's a lot of things you can do. Digital marketing is on the boom. You can always use a mobile, download Canva, make a poster for someone, and then charge them 500 rupees for it. There's hundreds of things we can do. And we'll discuss about it later on the Q&A sessions if you guys want. But that's what I'm saying is starting a business with zero finances is I feel the preferable way to do it because you don't have anyone's loan on tension on your head. You need to pay someone back. At the same time, whatever you make, you keep it. Your expense is not as much as an income. Whatever you're making, you keep it to yourself. So even if it's not much, you are making a lot of money. All right. Then I'm now coming up to the end of my story. I know it's a very long story, but thank you guys for bearing with me. I can see the crazy thing for me right now is I can just see the number of people that are attending this session and it's been growing. So I think I'm doing a pretty decent job, I hope. So what has happened is Lingo Labs has turned into a blessing for me. I started this just to show off my friend's skills. Then we started making a lot of money from it. But now it has become like a very amazing blessing for me because I can choose to do whatever I want in my life. I've set Lingo Labs up in such a way that due to the huge team, it runs as its own unit. I can do whatever I want. If I want to go drink alcohol in a bar, I can do that. If I want to go work for the poor, I can do that. I can do whatever I want. So even though I have Lingo Labs, I'm still figuring my career out. And right now, I've settled for marketing. But then earlier, I wanted to do hospitality. So I randomly went to Highland, which was one of my favorite pubs. I told them I'd like to do an internship. So I did like a managerial internship for them. I was an assistant manager. And then they loved my work so much that I became the marketing and PR manager for Highland for an year. That was amazing. So the contacts I made over there, I absolutely used it for growing Lingo Labs and Glutton Gautya. Everybody who came to Highland knew about it. And I got into that entrepreneur's mindset so much that fun fact is if anyone sees me on Bumble, it's a red signal. I'm not there for dating anyone. I sell my course to all my dates. So at this point, whatever I'm doing, there's always, let's just say, an entrepreneurial spirit in my mind. anything I ever do, any one person I ever meet, they'll get my card, they'll get my designation, and they'll know that I teach languages at the most cheapest rates possible with the coolest teacher and the coolest experience ever. So that's what happened. And uh, then fun fact. I think I've told you guys that I flunked in these CFP exams. A friend of mine became a CFP and a FRM, which is a financial risk manager, and was seeing the growth of Lingolage all along. And in school, we were not cool. We were not like, just like my teacher, we were not on good terms. But he called me up, he told me, brother, I'm like really impressed with what we've done. And I'd like to offer you a co-founder position at Advisoira. So Advisoira is my second startup, and we're here to help young youth with finance. We're here to help your kids plan for their masters better. We're here to help you, like just say, change your habits and make more money. So that's how I got into Advisora as well. And then currently, so that's what. So for like finally, what happens is once you just stop to think about things clearly, and then you have a very tunnel vision of what you want to do, and you cancel out all the noise, and you believe in yourself, the sky is the limit. So guys, that's what. And then obviously at this point, why I'd suggest everyone to start a business of their own, be it with zero capital or even millions of capital. At zero capital, because that's what you can do immediately, is because you have a safety net. Even if you just don't do a business, you can do a business and do something else, but you have that safety net with you. Today, I feel every individual should have at least 5 sources of income to stay alive. The pandemic is such a, like this, a bad thing that it can take lives, it can take jobs. Tomorrow, if you have a job and you lose it, what are you going to do? How are you going to support your family? Make sure you have 5 incomes. Make sure you do the investments. Make sure you have a business. Make sure you lend money to someone and get the business. Like get the like monthly returns in. So have 5 businesses. Start I'd say if possible, start a business and take ownership of your life. And that's it, guys. I think I this is my story. I'm Gautam, and there's lots of things to share. But I think we can, if we meet in person, I could share that. And I thank you guys for the opportunities. And now I feel if there's any question from your side, we can go ahead and discuss it. If there's any secret sauce you would like to know on what I do differently, I'll be happy to share it with you guys.
Thank you so much, Gautam, for sharing such an inspiring experience and journey. We really appreciate your words, and it felt as if you were speaking directly to us. So now I would like to call Gautami and Astha. These are the CIE team members, and they'll take over and ask few questions that we have.
What's up, Gautami? What's up, Astha? How are you?
Hey, hello, we are nice. We're good, and welcome back home, as you said. So, how does it feel to come back home?
I feel like I'm back in college. I really like see myself amongst you guys in college. I'm like really imagining myself like I'm with you guys. We're chatting about stuff. We're gossiping on what's going to happen, what everyone's bought in Dabba, and then what events going on. Which leader is messing up? Which leader is doing good? Which teacher is like just say having what assignment? Could you write your assignment for me? Literally, I'm just like it's all coming back to me.
Yeah, all charm of like familiar faces and spaces.
Absolutely.
It's really nice having you here, man. So,
Really.
from the student panel, we had a few questions. The first one is your venture, the Lingo Lads. The name in itself is very catchy. So, we wanted to know how did you come up with the name, the Lingo Lads?
Lingo lads, right? Sure. So it's a very funny process. So I'm a person who just loves rhyming and I like to keep it fresh, just to say. I feel anything you want to do in life, I feel do something which is a part of your soul. So if you're doing, for example, if you're selling cakes tomorrow, make sure the cakes represent you in one way or another. I am known as a person who's very rhyming. I talk a different way, obviously. Some people call me weird, some people call me a genius, obviously, just or different opinionated, but Lingo Lads came because of the Frenchy Boys. The Frenchy Boys, I'll tell you how we started it. It was a very simple naming procedure. We were just two guys who were like absolutely, we were just two normal, like not average guys. We were just two weird person people try to teach French. We were just two boys. two boys who knew French who wanted to teach French. So we were like the Frenchy boys. And then Frenchy boys was such a thing where we couldn't teach other languages. It'd be weird now. What if someone teaches you Bengali? Would you like to learn Bengali from the Frenchy boys? Like Bengali, Madrasi, like Icelandic language? You won't, nah. So we wanted to have a more generic name which would just match a vibe. So hence, Frenchy boys became the lingo lads. Lingo because it's a language, obviously. It's a synonym. And lads because we're two lads. Even though we're not Australian, we're not mites, we're not Australians, but we're lads. So lingo lads. That's how it came.
That's a really cool story. I mean, it matches your, company too.
Yeah. Okay. So the next question is, okay. So you said that you started this whole thing with your friend, right? And it sounds very cool and interesting to like have a bunch of like friends and chalo kuch karte hain and like all of that. But as cool as it sounds, is there a flip side to it that people don't usually talk about? I'm pretty sure that you have different approaches. Ki nahi, nahi, mujhe to yahi karna hai. And then the other person goes, nahi, I have a different approach. So how do you sort of balance between being like best friends and business partners? So how does that equation work?
Chalo, let me tell you like a very personal statement of mine. Business is easy, people are tough. Business, if you can handle people now, there'll be no business that you can't handle. You will handle like a multinational company. The only thing you need to know is how to be diplomatic, but at the same time, how do you express what you need to express, obviously. And what happens with me is I call my team as my family. Everyone that is working with me, I have worked before. That's why when you work with similar minded people who share your vision, lingo lads is the priority, not themselves. So even though we fight, even though do things, everyone comes to a point where we agree where lingo lads is in the highlight, and lingo lads is our baby where we just want to make sure that the best things happen for it. So even out of fights, actually the best solutions come up on what we could do. That's it. So I feel too like fights are a part of life. You will always argue with someone, but there is a positive arguments and there are negative arguments. There's fights we can absolutely break a team, and there's fights we can make a team. So surround yourself with people who think like you, and you'll always have fights which make the team.
Sure.
So the next question is that you have obviously come a very long way since you started Lingo Lads and your other ventures. So looking back, is there something that you would have done differently or something you wish you had known about the industry that you were venturing into?
Nothing. I would say I would change not one bit because I'm just so proud of the journey I've been. The only thing I could have like done differently is be more proud of myself. I'm a person who is always like just say not very like I'm a own worst critic. That's why I don't care about other critics because I'm my own worst critic. I'll criticize myself much more than other people. If anyone tells me like Gautam such an idiot, like even like kuch nahi aata isko, so I'll be like, dude, I called myself. You can't call me that. I call myself more. So it's always like that. So what happens is when you are your own worst critic, you always like just say you always trying to do something like good for yourself and you achieve it. Like I'm very sorry, I trying to go for motivation. I forgot your question. You repeat.
So my question was, do you wish that you had done something differently?
Okay.
Yes.
Alright. So the only thing I could have done differently was be more proud of myself and embrace what I had done before. Because it was when Frenchy Boy started, we were making money, but I was still like very hanging. Kuch hone wala, nahi hone wala. If that time I realized that this is going to be such a big thing, like we're actually making good money out of it. Like even when I'm not just working like 2 hours a day on this, that's it. I would have embraced it earlier and I would have worked more harder. But obviously, it's only when you fall that you when you get back up, and true happiness is always found after true pain. This is one things that I believe. So obviously I don't regret anything. Everything that happened has actually shaped me into a better person, and the only way is up for us. That's why I embrace failure and adversity. Adversity should be your best teacher.
Okay, so the next thing is, so today's event is under CI, something which you were a part of, like very much an integral part of. Also, you had entrepreneurship as your specialization in your BCom time, something which people are very curious, skeptical at the same time. You also headed TEDx, and like we've not seen your journey to be very honest, but from the current TYs that we hear, you were quite a popular name, right? So how did everything, yeah, because they do talk about you and they have good things to say about you. So how did all of that just add up to this entrepreneurial journey and building Lingo Lads and making it what it is today?
Yeah, surely. So I'd credit all of this to Shariyu ma'am, my all my events and all my team members. Because what happens is Lingo Labs is mini TEDx. I'm telling you now. Everybody that I worked in TEDx back in the day is a part of Lingo Labs, as an ambassador, as a student, as a teacher. So what happened was, if you can manage events with people, this with all the politics, with all the people who want to just make prove that they're better than you can do anything in life, like I told you. So, and like I said, CI is my home. Like Shariyu ma'am is home because, like I said, I wasn't born there. I was born at obviously my home, but literally in CI is where I actually like the boy became a man. I knew how to talk to people. I knew what I had to do. So I was literally in like it was a place where I learned how to do and what not to do. So if you can, so CIE and TEDx and events, I would say, is like a glimpse of what is yet to come. But if you can just take it and focus it in a very right way, that glimpse can prepare you better than anybody else in life. Like every job I do, recently I did a brand manager job. I was ahead of the whole team. The work was very meager, but my targets were completed 4 days in advance, 5 days in advance, right? Because I knew how to talk to people, I knew what to do, I knew how to organize stuff. Because if you do events on a very tight schedule where some speaker just cancels an event, you need to like get another speaker. If you can do that, graphic design, brand managers, and all these small brands are nothing in life. So if you once you put yourself into the fire, you become the flame. You become the fire.
I think that's a very good thing because today we have like a majority of our audience is first year and now they know which events to keep a tab on and to like go ahead with and sign up for. So that's a big for the advice that you've given.
I of course.
Absolutely. So, as you've mentioned, you do a lot of things. You have been learning salsa, you've been doing martial arts, you have founded the Lingo Lads, you are working on a different financial service. You seem to have like 36 hours in your day. So, how do you manage your time, and what do you think is like the importance of time management in an entrepreneur's life?
Oh Lord, dude. Oh Lord, I'm telling you, trust me on this. If like time management is what my whole day goes on. But time management is something where you just need to prioritize. Okay, what's important. So I think I'll tell you a very nice trick. Before you sleep now, just write down the events of the next day and then go on Google Calendar and just set time limits. For example, like if I had this session from 4 to 5, I'm prioritizing this on my whole day. I'll make sure that 4 to 6 is a time slot when I'm not doing anything. I'm just doing this. So accordingly, take some extra time, prioritize all your events and allot it. But make sure you adhere to these timelines. For example, if it's 4 to 6, it has to be 4 to 6. After 4 to 6, if it doesn't cost your life or isn't making you a millionaire, don't do it. Move to something else. So that's what, set timelines, stick to it, and then sacrifice. For example, if you, for example, I don't watch a lot of movies, I don't do a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of crazy things I like to do. Sometimes I randomly go to my own dojo and do a lot of martial arts. I download a Pokemon game, I start playing Pokemon randomly. So I'm a very random person. I do anything I want. But today is a very important day. I'll sacrifice Pokemon. I'll stick to this. See how important you guys are. I'm sacrificing Pokemon for you guys.
Thank you so much. I mean, that's a really great philosophy too. I'm pretty sure that a lot of students need to, know how to do that and how to prioritize their workload. So,
Yeah, okay. So first of all, Gautam, I have to say one thing. You have done a pretty good job in taking all these people that you've worked with in college because great team because everybody knows about Lingo Lads and loves Lingo Lads now. So I think we have Atharva and we have so many other people who constantly like keep promoting and they keep sharing these new updates with us and it's a very good team. So kudos to that. And the question is, like I've been keeping a tab on Lingolad's page for quite some time now, and there's so much that's that you all offer. There's content writing, there's IELTS, TOEFL, there's so many different languages. So while you all have so much to offer in terms of quantity, how do you all sort of make sure that the quality is also maintained? Because I think that becomes a very vital and a very important part at the end of the day. And how do you all make sure that the students get a wholesome experience and not just like a few words and phrases put together? So.
Of course. So one thing I'd attribute this to is if you're truly passionate about something now, you'll make sure you're proud. You're doing what you're doing it proud. So Lingo Lads, I'd say, is Gautam. Like obviously, I'm not trying to not like this, but it's something that I've grown. So anybody that ever comes to Lingo Lads should, let's just say, know what I am as a person. If Lingo Lads give you a bad service, that means I was irresponsible. So every single thing that comes out of my own production, I have to make sure it has to be cool. Even though it might not be the best course ever, everyone should just leave with a smile in their face. So that's what happens is if you believe in something long enough now, you will never get defocused. Obviously, they'll always be like, oh my god, there'll be friends like, oh my god, you want to party, bro? Let's do this. Why are you doing Lingo Lads? You're making so much money. Then there'll be, let's just say, people like, oh my god, you can do big things. I'm working in this MNC, I'm making like this amount of money. There'll always be distractions. But if you're truly motivated in life, you won't be any distraction. So stop fooling yourself, get motivated, set your priorities.
Yeah, I asked this question to you on a purpose because I have a few friends who signed up with Lingo Lads and they had very good things to say about Lingo Lads. So yes, I just wanted to convey this after the question. Yes.
No. Thank you so much for that. I really hope that they actually had a good time, not because just for the purpose of the interview, trying to make me feel
No,
good.
I just tried
I
to
really
ask them
hope.
like directly and they had very good things to say. So congratulations on that also.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we have like the last question from the student panel now. So, what were some challenges you faced when you started Lingo Lands, and what would be the advice that you would like to give any budding entrepreneurs who are present over here?
Guys, do your research. Do your research before you get anything. I'm a kind of person that jumps into the water and then learns to swim. Absolutely, it's very dangerous. If you're not smart enough, you can drown. Literally, it's such a place. So what I'd say is, and what I'd recommend is, firstly, do your research. Take your time, spend your days. Obviously, there's a 24 hours in a day. 8 hours you sleep, then baki ke 8 hours you enjoy. You still have around like 8 hours to enjoy. So 8 hours to research. So take those 8 hours before you're starting something new. Just sit down, like just say, make a plan, research everything of what's going on, get some numbers in. And the second advice I'd like to give to people is that there's a lot of advice I'd like to give, but so do we have the time? There's a crazy amount of advices I have. Sure. So the second advice I'd like to give people is always keep a track of everything that's coming into it. Every person, every rupee, every, like just say, even every piece of paper that's coming in, get it recorded and analyze it, obviously. Just make sure, for example, the worst thing I did was I got all these 200, 250 students, but now I'm doing analytics on like what happened, how much is the sales turnover ratio, what is the customer satisfaction index, what is, let's just say, for example, what is the growth, what is the future projections. I'm doing that right now. If I had done this earlier, I would have got a clear idea and I would have grown at twice as much a pace. Then I would like to give in advice of, firstly, guys, if you ever want to start, get street cred to your name. So guys, street cred is a very urban name that you will see in a lot of American movies, but it's very true. So guys, do you know what street cred is? If not, I'll quickly explain it. Should I explain?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. All right. So let me be the cool person to explain it. So, okay. So, street cred is, shall I give you an example? Popularity is for the common, for example, let's just say, popularity is when someone, let's just say, admires you. Street cred is when someone asks you for advice. I'll tell you, for example, let's just say, when I was the TEDx organizer, something I'll tell you. The moment I did a backflip in my college days, everyone used to be like, oh, like not a backflip, the front flip, okay, whatever it is, and maybe martial arts kicks. I was popular. Everyone was like, oh my god, dude, you killed in social media last night. I saw you on Instagram. You're doing this, you're doing that. It's so cool. That is popularity. But that was only by the average people and then not by the event organizers. The moment I became an event head and maybe I did some good event, all the event organizers came to me and asked me for advice. So popular, like normal popularity is getting recognized by the general public. Street cred is getting recognized by your peers. So I'd say before anything you do something which, let's just say, frightens your peers, it gains respect out of your peers. If you're, let's just say, teaching, if you're becoming a baker tomorrow, make sure you impress your next best competitor. Make sure competitors are your fans. That's how you can ensure a good product. And then you won't need marketing. People ask me, dude, how do you make sure that you don't spend zero money and get all these people? because we have a damn good product. Our competitors respect us. Maybe, yes, they're scared of us, but they respect us that we have a better product than them. They're always trying to copy us, but the moment they're trying to copy us, we're trying to come up with something new. If you have a good product, people will come to you, not the other way around. If you have a very shit product, then you'll have to spend like billions and trillions and like whatnot to actually get people into the door. Obviously, marketing money you have to spend to reach thoda sa people, but the initial push, just keep a product which your competitors will be proud of more than yourself. That is it. And then I'd like to say, you tell me how much. I have like billions of advice. You would stop me whenever you can. Second, then I'd say is make sure you get paid first before everyone else for the work that you're doing. I'm telling you, made business, made be like any other opportunity work, even in a sales cycle or a cash flow cycle, make sure you're getting paid first before you pay other people. Now, don't pay your manufacturer before you receive money from your customer. Always make sure, if it's possible, get your money first from the customer and then you pay it to the manufacturer. And you make sure that whatever you're paying to the manufacturer, make sure you charge the customers 3 to 4 times it. Because even though there might be, let's just say, any hassle in between, the customer is not unable to pay, you can always take 50% and still make money out of it. So make sure that your advance covers all your expenses. And make sure that your manufacturer gets paid after you get paid. That's what I'd like to say. Then I'd like to say is, after doing all this, after being cool, after getting the street cred, take care of your body. Your body fails, nothing's going to happen tomorrow. Tata bye-bye. Tata bye-bye, sayonara. That's going to happen. Seriously. So take care of your body. Let's say eat good food. Spend time with your parents. Spend time with your loved ones. Because finally, nothing matters more than your personal life. Opportunities will come and go. But when you are old and when you're like just looking at what you did in life, you don't want to regret that you had all these parents and best friends and you just spent your whole time working. So take care of your body, spend time with your loved ones, and then lastly, just keep being cool, yeah. Just keep doing things what makes you happy, and just stay positive. So even though you're not making money, even though you're not what you would want to be, but at the end of the day, if you can go to sleep without much tension over here now, you're doing better than 90% of the people in the world. So I think that's the main things I like to cover in advice.
Yeah, I think it's very beautiful to like go from getting these amazing cool people to talk to and share their insightful journeys to actually being that person. So I think I think it's a very beautiful thing. So I think yeah. Okay, so we're in second year. We have our first year students today. So the current TYs have seen your journey. They've been a part of this journey, right? So they keep telling these things about you. But I'm pretty sure people do want to know who is this lad behind Lingo Lads. So we have a quick rapid fire round for you, which is like
Okay.
a quickie. So you have like to answer in a word maybe or 1 or 2 sentences. Okay, so this might just bring back a lot of memories from college days. So are you ready?
I'm gonna start crying, bro. If your chai gets salty, no why.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so the first question is, okay, so are you ready?
Sure, let's go.
Okay. Your favorite college memory?
Favorite college memory was let's just say like NCC. NCC I used to tell my friends that I have smoke phobia when they offered me a cigarette. That's how I avoided smoking the whole time in college.
Great. Okay, second question. One person from SCAC who just came through as a blessing.
One classroom, what?
One person from SCAC, one person from college who just came through as a blessing.
I'd say my very good friend Divya. Because if it wasn't for Divya, I wouldn't have joined TEDx.
Yeah,
because I felt bad for disrespecting her.
That's where it all began, so yes.
Yeah, it all began to I wouldn't have been here.
Yeah, okay. One advice that you would like to give to your younger self?
I'd like to be more proud of yourself, bro. Stay fresh. Don't care about other people here. You're better than everybody else.
Okay, great. Okay, the next question is one adjective that describes Gautam Ganorkar the best.
Like extremely weird yet cool.
We got that from the 1 hour session that we had. We just got that vibe.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so the next question is you run a food blog also. So which
Sure.
is one Maharashtrian dish that you would like to recommend to people who will be in Pune very soon?
I'd say go crazy for Puran Poli. Yaar. Puran Poli with that
Great.
Sazuk Top is a different dimension. And no burger, no pizza, no biryani will ever like compete that. Like
Very,
fresh
very
Puran
true.
Poli with like a nice desi ghee, like ooh
Oh,
crazy.
yes.
That's a
Puran
good
Puri and
point.
soup on top.
Soup on
Yes,
top.
that's
Wow.
ultimate. Yes, yes, yes. Next question is describe in one word, okay, your last day of college.
Last day of college was non-existential because pandemic tha.
This is a point you can start going on, honestly. So, yes. I think Asta will take over from here. So, go ahead, Asta.
Let's go.
So the first one is, what is an event that was a turning point in your college life that changed you as a person?
I'd say TEDx because I learned a lot about myself with that I didn't know before, and I actually like just say broke a lot of barriers. I did things which I never imagined I would, like lead a team, be a confident public speaker. And you guys might know it, I'm still shy, but I have figured out ways where I can show that I'm not shy. I still can't make eye contact with people.
I mean, it's really hard to believe that right now. So, okay, the next one. What is a quote that you live by?
You never lose. You always win or you learn. There's never losing.
That's a really great one. And who is one entrepreneur that you look up to?
That is look up to is myself. That's a very cocky thing to say, but obviously I don't need to look anyone else. All I need to be is better version of myself. I don't everyone has their own journey. It's my life, it's not a game. I don't want to compete with anyone else. I just want to be myself. That's it. I'm
So
not
you,
competing with anyone. I don't want to disrespect anyone.
so you are your own hero.
Yeah, yeah, obviously.
Okay, so what is your favorite hangout spot in college? Because we need to, we needed the information.
The katta right in front of our which one? क्या अपना Simbeat. Simbeat के सामने वाला katta. You can just grab a tea, just sit with people, and just gossip the whole day on what happened. Like, you know this, what happened today? She said this to me. You know what? The teacher made me cry today. Like this was so hilarious back in those days. Someone randomly gets a guitar. I know it's a college, but then one person is randomly gets a guitar from someone and starts playing. This is so random. Then someone comes and comes in a Ferrari or a BMW and then ends up in a with shades and everything with all baggy clothes. Amazing. That spot is where Simbi happens, and you get to know. Then randomly, you can see one like any teacher rushing out, running out. That means ma'am ko emergency hai.
It's really great. Okay, so the last question is, what is your favorite language?
Language, I'd say Marathi. Yaar. Be loyal to your own language, dude. Marathi, obviously. A lot of years I spent saying that, oh my god, I want to be English. I want to be this cool. I want to be the next guy who knows this. So even after knowing French and Spanish, I will always stick to my roots. Marathi for life, guys. Be
Cool.
proud of who you are.
So, okay, that's it. That was like the end of the rapid fire. It's like we have lived college through your memories. And thank you so much for your time. And we have some questions from the audience, I believe, right now. So, Atharva, could you please take over?
Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
sure.
go, my man.
It was a great segment of this session. So we have received few questions.
Sure, bro. Let's go.
The first question is from Shreya. So she's asking, how did you overcome your lack of interest in studies?
Lack of interest in studies is like look it would like have an attitude called it is what it is, obviously, and then you'll succeed. When you just think about just accept reality now, there's some realities you just can't run forward from, obviously. There's small realities like what you'd like to have for dinner today. For example, then it like if you want to have biryani or if you want to have mutton korma, so you can just order something. That's a reality can change. But one reality you can't change is once you enroll into an education or degree, you can obviously, but it's a very risky change. You have to leave the whole degree only. So there's some realities that you just have to, if it's not worth it, it is what it is. Find a way, hook or crook. There's some weird things I did obviously to get the score that I got at the end. But obviously, I'll tell you guys, if you're in BCom, BCom is an amazing degree. Consistent study for just like 10 minutes a day now, you can score like a 10 pointer very easily. Or else you can be like me. I just studied like 3 days before the exam. And you can then cry about it. So you will never enjoy studies, bro. Honestly, I'm telling you, life, what I've realized is not what you learn in college. It's what when you learn outside college. College will just give you a glimpse on what things are and what it has to be in practicality. When you actually do it, it's completely different. So you don't need to enjoy studies. You just need to get through it.
All right. I guess this question's
Was it
this
answered or should
answers your
I?
question.
Yeah, yeah.
And now we have Sanskar. He's a CIE member. Sanskar,
What's
you
up,
want
bro?
to
What's shout out to Sanskar?
Hello, Gautam.
What's up, dude? Tell me, bro. Go ahead.
Hello, Gautam.
Yeah,
What's up?
dude.
How are you? Yeah, my
Are I'm
question
good, my
to
man.
you
Go
is,
for it.
according to you, what is the first thing a person should think before starting a startup or
First thing a person should think about in terms of what or just anything.
anything like?
Anything is like like a thing that you're about to do. Is it going to make you happy? Obviously, because what happens is this startup can come up in two ways, either out of jealousy or either out of the eureka moment. I believe go with the eureka moment because jealousy won't serve you right. Many times, what happens is, for example, I think like, oh my god, I want to start a restaurant today. But then a friend of mine starts a very like a food truck or something. I'm like, oh my god, I can do it better than that person. Now I'm just going to rub that person the wrong way. I'm going to start like I'm going to start my own startup. I'm just going to tell that I'm the man. But that's not the right way to go about it. If your product is not something which is liked by the general public, but if dealing in it or it's a service that you're dealing in it, if it's going to make you happy, it's going to sustain. Or else it's tata bye bye in 2 days or 3 days, and you're going to lose a lot of money and a lot of time in it.
Okay. Thank you, Gautam.
Hey, no problem, man.
Guys, if you have any questions, you can use the Microsoft Teams feature of raising your hand. Till then, we have another question from Malhar. Malhar, you want to go next?
My man, Mallar, let's go.
Hi, Gautam.
What's
Okay,
up,
so
dude?
I just want to start by telling everyone that Gautam is one of my seniors, like I'm very close with, and he was one of those people who kind of inspired and motivated me to become TEDx organizer this year. So he kind of translated that inspiration and learning into me. And one very important thing that I learned from him through the time that I worked with him is that he is very effective at building relationships. And I think Gautam, you mentioned during your talk also that most people don't understand that it's important to have that emotional connect with people. And I believe it's a prerequisite to become successful in life. Doesn't matter which profession you're
Absolutely.
working in. So how important relationships have been in your journey of starting from college to becoming an entrepreneur, and how much do you think it will help you or affect you in your future?
I think relationships are everything. Firstly, thank you for your question, bro. It's a very important question, which I think I need to address. I feel relationships are one of the most important things to retain. May it be love, may it be work, may it be your own personal life, may it be family. Relationships are what I think make yourself you. And with, let's just say, relationships, you can actually, like, look, I'm telling you, you can do all the achievements in the world, you can, let's just say, do make all the money in the world, but after you're gone, nothing is going to matter. No one's going to care about your money. Like, oh my god, that was one person. But if you're nice to someone, if you change someone's life, you're going to be, like, just say, like, proud of them, and you're going to cherish them for years to come. That's legacy right there. So I feel, if you want to have, like, if you're a more of a legacy person, I feel just build relationships here, because finally I'd literally, if I had a choice between $1 million and $1 million and then one loyal friend, I'll choose that one loyal friend, because that one loyal friend will help me on billions, not millions. If it's $1 trillion, then I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. I'm kidding, but obviously, I'd say value people more than money and all these materialistic things, because these things can go away. People will stay with you, dude, and they'll support you. And always find these people, surround yourself with these people that'll come to your help and fight. A very common example I'd like to give is one during, I think, one of the first two TEDx meetings. I, I almost got in a physical fight with our Vishnu Bhavan gym owner. Very idiotic situation. So
I
what
remember.
happened? Bro, dumb it was, dude. That guy and I, like, all buffed up and going crazy. He's coming on me, and I'm not gonna back down. Like, I'm not scared of anyone. So I just stood my ground. So everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, God, before the meeting, Gautam, you like I was the organizer, no, Gautam, you like my bro, I love you, man. You're doing this, I'm doing that. But only Divya and Piyush, the like
Yeah.
the designer, the creativity head and the finance head came in between. He was like a huge 6'3" buff guy coming in. He's about to just come my way, and I was not about to start a fight, but I was there, stood staying my ground. So surround
Mhm.
yourself with people that will like join, like help you in a fight if in a very serious situation comes in. So build
Yeah,
relationships, guys. I'm telling you, like, this is what matters more than all these materialistic things.
for sure, dude. Thanks, man. See
Thank you,
you.
Malar, man. Love you, bro.
Thank you, Mala, for your question. We have Mehak from first year ECCA. So
Sure.
Mehak, can you unmute yourself?
Hi, am I audible?
Yeah. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. What about you?
I'm chilling, yaar. I'm just happy. I'm like get to meet all these cool people around. I get to increase my network. Life is good.
So, yeah, I think I have some network issues. Yeah. So, my question is that, like, when we think about doing a startup, there are many what ifs on the way. So, how to bring forward the courage to face those what ifs? Like, obviously, there can be easier ways, like go into service sector or do a job and everything. So, how to face those what ifs and just do your startup?
Find your why. I feel before you start anything in life, now just get write on a piece of paper and why question mark. Note that. Now only after you write that why, then you start it. If you don't have that why ready, you will always go for some other option. So if you want to do ever do anything in life, you want to start a job, if you want to do anything, be it money, be it like just you want to impress your girlfriend, if you want whatever you want to do, or your guy, or anything you want to do, note down the why. If the why is strong enough, you'll never like change your mind about anything. My why is because I want to be known as the coolest guy ever, not the most richest guy or the smartest guy. Definitely not. But whoever I meet should always speak nice things about me and always say that Gotham did his best and Gotham stood out from the rest. Poem. Exactly. So that's my why. So I feel you find your why, and once you find your why, you will definitely not cry. Yeah, Max. So like, do you think did I answer your question, or I can like maybe
Yes,
give you
yes.
more?
The answer was definitely cool, just like you. I really
Thank
learned
you.
a lot today from you. Thank you.
Any my pleasure.
Um, we have one question from Varun also. So
Sure.
Varun, you want to go next?
Hey, Varun, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. Let's go.
So yes, hi Gautam. So as you mentioned a couple of minutes before, that it's very necessary to find your eureka moment, right? So what was your eureka moment for starting the Lingo Lads?
My partner telling me, bro, you want to start a finance class. So I'm like, bhai, I don't know all this. Why haven't we done it before? So I'm like, let's do it. So I knew I had the resources, I knew I had the mindset, but I just didn't have the courage to do it. This is one statement from my partner. This has carried me the whole way. And then what happened was, I'm telling you, the moment someone loves your product and then tells you that you're doing good job now, and then there's nobody ever doing like this, and then you actually start having real bonds and relationship with all your students, and then like they become a part of your family and a part of your life now, then I feel that's what motivates you to actually do better in life and then keep on doing it. So that was my eureka moment where I made the first 50 rupees, and then someone told me that, Gautam, like you're the man, like this was such an amazing experience.
Correct. Thanks a lot for the super insightful talk, Gautam.
Hey, my pleasure, dude. Thank you so much.
I also have one question.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so as we have worked together, so you come up with the different ideas and different mindsets for different situations.
Hmm.
So I remember during while promoting Lingo Lads, we had this mindset of like starting and getting leads from Quora.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, from where? I mean, what is the midpoint and where does these crazy ideas come from? You also mentioned about the dating apps that you use for promoting podcasts.
I do it. So I'll tell you now. What happens is, like I said, the moment you put yourself into situations where you know you have to succeed, now you'll find a way. That's what happens is your creativity is always there. And I'm telling you now, every non-creative person will come up with creative solutions once you have the right motivation. Like I told you now, guys are like very non-creative and creative. But the moment they fall in love now, they'll come up with the best date ideas. And they'll talk like, oh my god, my darling, my baby, and they'll come up with all the best like I'll just say date plans and all the best gifts and everything. Nee, but that's just one example, very funny example. But if you have the right motivation to do something, you will do it. So get your why right, get your motivation right. Creativity just pops up from here. You don't need to do any drugs or anything. That's a very bad misconception that you need to drink, you need to do drugs to get creativity. That's BS. I'm telling you, now find your motivation. That will give you like a better sense of high, so to speak, than all these substances.
substances. Yeah. So we have one more question. I guess it's from Tahir. So Tahir, you want to go next?
Yeah,
Yo,
okay.
Tahir, what's
So,
up, dude?
yeah, I'm good. Okay, so I want to ask is, where did you get that pink cap from?
Amazon, bro. Like, send you the link.
Yeah, just send me the link. I really love your cap, right?
Sure, dude, sure. Sure. I'd say, I hope it is not disrespectful that I wore the pink cap to the
No, no,
meeting
it's so
because.
awesome. It's so awesome. It's so
No,
awesome.
no, thank you, brother. Because that's what, dude. So once that's the perk of being your own boss. What happens when if I was the corporate, someone would have told me, "Don't wear this, don't wear that." I can dress the way I want. I can be the way I want to actually express. And when I dress like this, I feel more confident and I can give like a very decent speech to you all. So thank you so much, guys. So and thank you, Tyre, for the compliment, dude. I'll send you the link. And
Yeah,
then,
do
guys,
send me the link.
sure, sure. And there's one more thing, guys. I know there's a not less, lot of time remaining. But dude, anything you ever need, guys, you can text the Lingo lads. You can text me. I'm always there for you all. Like I told you in the beginning, I'm not some motivational speaker. I don't have 1,000 crores. All I can do is be like a good big brother or a friend to you guys since you're starting out in college. So text me anytime. Text Lingo lads anytime. We're always there for you.
Yes, to add on this, he also does talent exchanges. So if you teach something to him, he will teach you something else in that return. So yeah, I mean, you can also do that. But on a serious note, thank you so much, Gautam, for like being with us and sharing all your experiences. And for like the audience, we have a link of the feedback form. So Varun will be putting it right over here in the chat box. And we can move to the formal vote of thanks from Shruti Bhattar. Shruti?
Okay, Atharva, can I just maybe, give my last concluding remarks because
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
listening to every word which Gautam was saying, and Gautam, I had tears in my eyes
So thank
because
you so
I
much,
have
man.
seen Gautam, actually witnessed him growing from wherever he was to what he is today, and in a very short span of time. And students, let me tell this to you that the entire credit of him being here today is his own, because he was he was continuously very, very consistent about, the efforts he was taking in the college. So all the leadership positions which he, maybe was at, whether it was heading TEDx or whether it was heading, being the PR head for Simbi's global entrepreneurship summit, so whether it was that, it was his, that persistent that I want to do it, and I want to be there. And that quality, I think, Gautam, is very important for all our students to acquire, that mujhe ye karna hai and I will do it. So from this, one thing which I can, point out, Gautam, is that, and which other students should be also, maybe realize, that when he was a PR head for Simbi's Global Entrepreneurship Summit, he had to, maybe interact with 26 experts from India and abroad, right? Because he was the first communication point for them, right? I think that was one very big experience which Gautam got being involved in a program. Another thing was the TEDx. For TEDx also, he was the one who was continuously in touch with all the speakers, talking to them online, offline, right, going and meeting those people. And these were all extremely well known, acclaimed personalities. So Gautam was, making genuine efforts to get in touch with them. I think this experience is also so important for, for y'all students at that particular age when y'all are 18, 19, 20, because I think it just elevates the way you think, and it just boosts up your confidence. So Gautam, I think you have done an amazing job when
Thank you
you
so
were
much.
in college. I mean, this is I think what you have, gone through. I wish every student would, take that effort, be consistent, and I'm sure each one will then, have his own path, like how you have, charted for yourself. And he has become, students, a job creator. Today he's giving jobs to so many, students like y'all. And Gautam, I'm so proud that you've not
Thank
become
you
a
so much.
job seeker, and you become a job creator. मुझे इतना अच्छा लगता है, पता है, really, really, I feel so proud about you. So thank you so much for coming. And I can
Ma'am.
never forget your multicolored cookies, which you all
Oh
had made
yes,
for
yes,
that
yes, ma'am. I
project.
didn't talk about that also.
Okay, Fine. Okay, we'll conclude now because students have been waiting for a long time. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
Atharva, over to you.
Ansur, can I give a like? Can I say one last word before I leave?
Yes.
Sure. Well, once again, guys, I'd like to give a special thanks to Shari ma'am for, like I said, Shari ma'am is this person that I can call home because like she was the one who actually believed in me that I could be an entrepreneur when I didn't even know myself that I had it in me. I thought I was going to go abroad, do some like a random like in Amsterdam. I was going to do some crazy jobs, but ma'am was the one who actually motivated me for that. And guys, obviously, ma'am, even at some point, you guys might not look eye to eye to ma'am, but please trust in ma'am's vision. Ma'am wants the best out of everybody. Even though it might not like you might not think, oh my god, it's not so cool. I'm a cool person. I want to do something in life. But giving some time to ma'am will absolutely change your life. I mean this. You will learn skills, you'll meet people, and you will take the extra effort that you haven't before. And in terms of change a ma'am, and then ma'am's effort is actually a very thankless job. Ma'am actually, like just say not like the amount of effort ma'am gives to everyone is not even equivalent to what we give to ma'am. So guys, I feel what we can do is if you guys like just say just believe in ma'am's vision. I think you will what make sure that you get the opportunities and you will actually carve a path for yourself. Have your own vision, but obviously like give like trust in ma'am's vision, and I think you will do it. And Shari ma'am, thank you so much for always like I know it's a thankless job for you always, ma'am, but thank you so much for always supporting every one of us and creating more entrepreneurs and making sure that even India becomes a better place. Because going forward, we are going to be representing India on an international level. I'm sure every one of we all is going to like reach the stars and become leaders in our own right and influence the world. So I think when like we should absolutely thank ma'am from now on only for like just say creating these future leaders.
Gautam, thank you so much. But I would again say that it is in the students, to take one step forward. So let the students take one step forward. I'm sure, life will be beautiful for them. Okay, Atharva.
It is very true, Gautam and ma'am. I mean, and to be honest, it is always like an unconditional love that we receive from a mother's side. It is that kind of, love that ma'am gives us to us. So over to you, Shruti, for the official vote of thanks.
Yeah. I'm Shruti. I'm so sorry. I like cut you off last time. Like you उसने camera on कर दिया and I was like I started saying something else. So like please go ahead, Shruti. I'm very sorry.
No problem. It was really great listening to whatever you were saying. So I was happy that you stopped me in between and you started your own story again. It was really nice listening to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shruti. Yeah, of course, like it's over to you.
Yeah. So Honorable Gautam Ganolkar sir, respected Shrayu ma'am, and all the participants. With immense pleasure, I, Shruti Bhattar, on behalf of the CIE team, extend a very hearty thank you to everyone present here. I would like to extend a special thanks to Gautam for inspiring us and talking to us. I especially liked the speech where he talked about his college life that not only reminded me of mine, but it made me realize that it wasn't just a story. It is an inspiration that all of us have that quality within us. All we need to do is step up and capture the platform and earn our position in whatever we do, wherever we go. The way you came to the topic and explained today, it was lovely having you with us. I also wish to express my gratitude to Sharayu ma'am for providing guidance, encouragement, and support. Thank you so much, ma'am. And like Gautam just said, you have been with us and you have been supporting each and every one of us. And we're thankful to have you with us and we are thankful to be a part of this team. As no program can become successful with a single person, so I extend my big thanks to the whole CIE team for the support. I would even like to thank all the participants for sparing the valuable time and for their active participation in this event. And we even look forward for all of you to join us in the future sessions. Till then, stay safe, take care, and have a very nice day ahead. And happy Dashera, happy Navratri, everyone.
Happy Navratri, everyone. Thank you, Shruti.
Thank you.
See you, Gautam. See you soon.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, I'll be happy. And guys, with this the office stands. I'm not just here to let you say कि मतलब नहीं just call me, contact me, dude. You can actually, I'm very available. You can contact me for anything, guys. Any like obviously, just tell me from Symbiosis. I'll make sure that whatever you guys need, I can provide it any way possible. Be it advice, be it like just say any like as a friend, if you want to hang out, anything you ever want to do, you always have a friend or let's just say a like senior in me. So like feel free to contact me anytime on Lingolads or on my personal profile. Anything, guys. And thank you so much once again for the opportunity, guys. Like, I mean, it's a homecoming for me, guys. Yeah, I forgot about college, but this made me reminisce on like how life used to be and how, let's just say, the world changed. But these are the moments where you actually find your true self, and then you start, like, let's just say, being more humble about life and humble about things. So, thank you so much once again, guys. I hope you had a decent session, and obviously, it's all the way up for you guys. Best of luck to you.
Thank you so much, Gautam. Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Gautam. Thanks
guys.
for joining in today.
Thank
My
you so
pleasure,
much.
guys.
It was
Varun,
really
is there a group photograph session with Gautam? The Gautam. ऐसे कुछ है? आपने किया है plan? A group photograph with the team?
Ma'am, I guess we have taken the photos already.
अच्छा, so you don't want to take a group photo with him?
Ma'am, we can actually. If everyone's comfortable switching on the
अरे
camera.
ले लो, अभी वो आ रहा है, उसके अभी कुछ साल के बाद वो आएगा भी नहीं, be so busy.
नहीं
He'll be somewhere in
Ma'am, then
France.
we'll have to call him to the manager.
अरे बाप रे.
Through his PA.
Yes, ma'am.
We taking the photograph?
Yes.
Okay, oh my god.
Done. Done.
All done.
Thank you so much. It was a great session.
Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, it's my honor that I got the pleasure to speak with you all here.
Oh, guys, done for the day.
Yeah, done.
चलेगा यार. Thank you so much, guys. Stay fresh, guys. Drink what you want, eat what you want, go crazy. Not tomorrow though, yaar. Tomorrow's Dashera. Day after करो.
I'm coming at your place to take the
आजा
cab.
bro, आजा. आस्था भी आ जाएगी यार. आस्था, you live nearby, ना?
Yeah.
अरे आ जाओ, सब chill करेंगे. After you also come.
The recording
Malal will also come from the side.
Yeah.
The recording is still on.
Yeah, I'm kidding, guys. So, चलेगा, I'll leave then. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. And
You
all the
too.
best.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Gautam. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you
Bye.
for joining.
Thank you for joining in.